Hey everyone, Mango7Girl here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and it is 5 in the morning, and I was thinking to myself, with this new change in how they're doing patches, with this new time of day things, they're not going to release things at 3 to 5 in the morning so I can actually sleep. And sure enough, I couldn't sleep, so I was like, screw this, I'll just watch some more Critical Role, and hit refresh one last time before I go to sleep, and this is what we get. So let's get into this. So let's take a look here. So first off, Hall of Trials will be opening officially. The new boss is Archdemon Mercedes. I guess it's Mercedes in this game, not Mercedes. With new exclusive equipment awaits. Please let it be Araminta. 5 new 3-star heroes. That is the hypest thing I've ever seen, and I cannot wait. I hope the stats are in this one. One of the things I expected when we got a new kind of chapter, like once we hit the new area to Pearland and stuff like that, I expected a huge wave of 3 and 4 stars, and we just never got it. So this is really, really hype, and I hope we get the Megumin mage in here. The Ice Thief says, also known as the Berserker, has his own drop rate up. Okay, so we've got our side story here. I'm just gonna kind of skip through most of the side story stuff because it's always pretty similar. We're gonna be getting an attack chest, the absolute least piece of attack gear I needed. Another Breath of Orbis, which I don't think it really enables anything up too much. And here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, so we have 5 new heroes, and 2 of them are Moonlight Summons, it looks like. So we have, what is this one's name? Ains? Is that the name? That can't be the names. Oh yeah, it is the names. A fighter known among the criminal underground as the Aachen Outlaws, Ains has committed a lot of crimes with a simple and bravado-driven personality. He once had a strong reputation for taking care of the people around him, but after escaping prison, he became incredibly selfish. I wonder if he became buddies with Ruzit in prison. So his Gazelle Punch punches the enemy 50% chance to use Satisfying Strike instead of Gazelle Punch. And it always results in a crit. So half the time he crits. That's kind of interesting. When attacked, he has a 50% chance to counterattack. And has a successful chance to crit 50% of the time. So that's kind of reminding me of a certain somebody else, but maybe a little less tame, or a little more tame. And his skill 3 is just 100% chance to stun for 2 turns. That's a long time to stun. Okay, interesting skill set there. He's got like a mini ML Ken thing going on. I don't know what the cooldown is on this. He is also a warrior, so he has access to some pretty cool artifacts as well. We then have, what is her name? Lena. Daughter of the family of sorcerers from Witchhaven, the Wandering Fighter. Interesting. Hatan taught her martial arts in the outside world as he passed through the city. After he left, she lost interest in magic and worked to hone her fighting skills alone. Okay, that makes more sense. Unsatisfied, she eventually left Witchhaven and as well to find Hatan and become his disciple. So that is really cool. I hope there's like remnants of magic in her attack moves. So her regular attack, called Your Soft, increases her combat readiness by 20%. Her passive? Is that a spell? No, that's a spell. That's not a passive. Increases her crit chance by 50%. That's really, really interesting. And her exposed attacks on enemies with a powerful storm, just increasing combat readiness by 20%, or increasing attack of the caster for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases proportionate to the amount of enemies' lost health. When the enemy is defeated with the skill, cooldown does not occur. Interesting. I don't know what to think about this skill set. This seems really underwhelming. This is just a huge waste of a turn, right? Like, you never want to spend your entire turn, especially when you don't have counterattacks or anything like that. You definitely don't want to spend your entire turn doing that. Unless this is like a passive. I'm not sure. Actually, it's got that little icon. Maybe that is a passive. Yeah, I think that's actually a passive because it's got the different style icon, which does make her a lot better. You need only like 35% chance to crit to get crits on everything except, or to get crits on fire. and then 50% to get it on everything, which is pretty solid. And it's just trying to get exposed as many times as possible. Interesting. I'm really interested to see how she works. She might be good for farming, because she'll just continuously get her skill 3 AoE. We then get our fire unit, a descendant of Suin, taken as slaves by settlers from Britannia. He was able to earn his freedom at a young age thanks to the sacrifices of his family, but had to become a street fighter in the criminal underground to survive. Just as he began opening up to others and finding inner peace, he lost all of his friends, and after Disciple Baptiste went on a rampage, now he seeks revenge. So 2 warriors and a thief so far. So he has a knee smash. Smashes the enemy with their knee with an 80% chance to decrease hit chance, proportionate to speed. With wind pressure, activates wind pressure again when the enemy is defeated. Damage dealt in proportionate to speed. Activates it again. So like when he kills somebody, it switches to somebody else and kills them there. That's kind of interesting. And yeah, that must be a passive up there because this one just has the regular circle. And Unbeatable Will increases an attack for 2 turns before increasing speed of the caster for 2 turns. Okay, that's not terrible. That is not terrible. And the next one is a golem. It's a light golem, and it's another knight. Mysterious golem who stops people from entering certain areas. His muddled memories means he doesn't know what he's protecting or why. Recently, he has begun to question whether he ever really was a human, or if he simply was a golem with the memories of a human. Every time he encounters humans, he approaches them out of pure curiosity, but often ends up fighting them due to the rumor that was spread in his past. Must protect this golem. I really want to help out Eaton here. So, wow, everybody likes kneeing people. This guy strongly knees the enemy with a 75% chance to provoke, proportionate to HP. His second one, I protect. Oh no, I must protect you. Receives 10% of damage taken by allies in their place. Up to 20%. Okay, that's a 3-star too, so you can muller that really easily. And releases strong energy, dispelling all debuffs inflicted on the caster before granting a barrier and immunity for 2 turns. Okay, interesting on that one too. Not sure what to think, but anytime you have that sort of damage nullification thing, it's always at least has potential, you know, it's at least ready to help your team out. Especially if you can equip other good things on him, like, I don't know. What's a good knight artifact? I don't know. It's just dodging me. Maybe Elbrus? Yeah, Elbrus is a pretty good knight artifact. So next up we have Baptiste. Baptiste is the one who killed Hatan or something, right? I saw his name. Maybe not. Maybe I misread that. But anyway, Baptiste gained incredible power after using his teacher Hatan and other companions to obtain the fighter's mask. Intoxicated by that power, he murdered them all, except... Oh, yeah. I knew there was something with murdering there. As time passed, the power of the mask made him grow stronger, but in return, his sense of self is becoming increasingly blurred. So this one just hits the enemy in the face. When used against an enemy inflicted with decreased attack, activates Rock Smash. So it's an AoE attack if the target has decreased attack. And his passive here at the start of the turn has a 100% chance to decrease the attack of the enemy with the highest combat readiness for 2 turns. Okay, that's pretty good. You'll have to go through immunity though, of course. And then Certain Victory attacks the enemy with blindingly fast speed. When used against an enemy with decreased attack, decreases defense for 2 turns. Interesting skill set. I don't know how useful that will be. He's another warrior. That's so weird. They give us like 3 or 4 warriors and a knight? That's so weird. No, 3 warriors, a thief, and a knight. No healers. We really need healers. Anyways, interesting units. We'll have to take a deeper look into them once. Maybe once we get some multipliers or something like that. Once we see their animations, of course, because that's the most important part. Okay, and we have Archdemon Mercedes coming out here. Cool. There's Sez, Vildred, and Ken in there. Nothing special. Please. Please give me Araminta. Please give me Araminta. Charles? Oh, no. You can't do Charles. Really? Charles. Oh my god, it doesn't even matter what it does unless it nerfs him. Oh my god, I can't even believe that. That's so ridiculous. Why would they do Charles? Charles is literally like the most annoying person to fight in the entire game right now outside of MLCC, I think. That is so frustrating. I'm actually like angry. I don't want to read what it does. That sucks. Holy. Blaze Dingo is exciting though. I hope they give him either a lot more dispels, a lot more damage, or a lot more healing. I hope you can spec into one of those three things. Okay, so punishment here. When a critical hit is made with punishment, dispels one debuff inflicted on the caster and the ally with the lowest health. I like that. That helps a lot. I do not like Divine Punishment. I don't think he needs a defense buff. Grants the caster increased attack for 2 turns. I don't like that either. So I really only like punishment. Greater attack on himself would be good, but honestly, he desperately needs either more healing or more dispels, and you need to get one of those two things. Defense is also not the greatest for his thing either, but it'll work. Overall, pretty underwhelmed with Blaze Dingo's thing, but I do like his skill 1 thingy. Oh my god, I cannot believe out of all the people, literal all the people, they gave Charles. I don't understand. Why would they do this? Why would they do this? Okay, so Justice Max is another 14% attack. Slash, chance of increasing smash increased by 10% when using slash. So that's not even a buff, right? It's already 100% chance, so that doesn't even do anything. Chance of decreasing attack increased by 15%, and damage dealt increases by 10%. Oh, and Faithful Strike dispels all debuffs inflicted on the caster after using Faithful Strike. Okay, so that is something else. I didn't even notice Tywin too. Tywin's another one that just doesn't need it right now. I think he's in a really good spot. Yeah, so I feel like Slash, the second one, is where you want to be for this, just because that extra 10% damage dealt works. And honestly, on defense, he procs it every time anyway. Like, he obviously doesn't, it's still a chance, but it feels like he does every single time, and I would rather have him feel like he does every single time and feel like he hits harder every single time. So I'm not sure which one people are going to go, but I would probably go with this one. Can't believe, out of all the people, like, why not refresh some of the people that aren't being used? I don't understand. Like, why not refresh Araminta? Why not refresh Sigurd? Why not refresh I don't even know who else. There's so many people on the list they could have done except for this. Regular Bellona, even, to be honest. Regular Kisei. So what does Tywin do here? Tywin dispels one more buff when using Sword Storm. Decreases the cooldown of all-out attack by 1 turn when a buff is dispelled. And increases combat readiness of the caster by 20% when using Commanding Shout. Interesting. None of these seem really fantastic for the Cleave comp teams, but I think they're really good. I've been seeing Tywin a lot more on higher Guild War defenses lately, and maybe something like this is really going to help him out for that. Just more lengthy battles, you know, not the turn 1 Tywins, but the ones that are meant to go on for a while. I think this will really help him out. And obviously 14% HP is nothing to scoff at. That is something. That is something. These are just text improvements here. It says drop rate up. The hero Sarala will be improved. Wow, we're getting improvements here too. Okay, so Sarala before combat readiness by 7%. Now she has a 35% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. 85% chance to inflict 2 burn effects, so up by 25%. So that's a pretty big change here. All of these are just textual things. 4-star hero will have their exclusive equipment added. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. Anything else here? Anything else? Avalta Skystones will have its default number changed to 3100. Oh, these are just shop things too. The line break, text appears, system message. Yeah, nothing else here. The side story, the shadow of Ravenwing Manor awaits our heirs. The haunted manor is awaiting for you to step inside. That's exciting too. That is really, really exciting. And I guess that's why they're having the Sarala improvement, because I guess that's implying we're going to be getting her again this month for Halloween. So this is the says drop rate up here. Nothing else as well. What's next? This is the pet system, which was announced will be postponed, kind of expected. So it was supposed to be released tomorrow, and it's actually going to be released at the end of the month instead. I'm okay with that. Super okay. Another dead week. Are you serious? We're getting 5 3-star units and a buff to Charles. Oh my god, and a buff to Charles. So more maintenance stuff here. I'm just gonna do one more refresh to see if there's anything else. Because I did take a look at this right when it released. And 30 minutes ago, it doesn't look like there's anything else. Okay, so that's gonna be it for now. Just a really fun little chat with you guys today. I will be taking a bigger look at this on stream tomorrow, especially if these characters are gonna be in the game. I really want to take a look at these animations. I'm really interested with these characters. Like, they all seem so focused on martial arts, right? Like, this guy has a gazelle punch. This girl has a punch fist thingy. This one has a knee smash. This one has a knee the enemy again. And this guy has a punch the enemy in the face. So a very physical group of people and not a very magical group of people. So I think that's really interesting to take a look at. And are you actually serious? I cannot even believe this. Why? He was already like my most hated to fight against, and I don't have him, and now it's gonna get harder. So RIP to Mango. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. As always, as usual, in the comments below, you can yell at me for whatever I missed, because surely I missed something. And let me know on the 3 stars if you have any quick thoughts, quick takes on them. Overall, I wasn't too impressed by them, and they weren't the type of characters that I felt 3 stars should be aimed at. I really feel like I'd love to see more early game 3 stars, and those didn't seem like them. They just seem kind of like all bruisery. I'm not sure though. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye everybody.